Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Melodia, there lived a group of very special street kids known as the Midnight Melody Crew. Every evening, as the moon hung high in the night sky, these children could be found with their instruments on a forgotten corner of Harmony Street. The leader of this unique band was Sammy, the saxophonist with a heart as golden as the shiny sax he played. His best friend Molly was a whiz on the drums, tapping out rhythms that could make the stars themselves twinkle along. Then there was Joey, who had the nimblest fingers anyone had ever seen, expertly strumming the guitar with a flair that could silence even the noisiest of crowds. Rounding up the troupe was Lena, who played the flute so beautifully, it seemed as though she was calling to the magical creatures of the night. One evening, as they were getting ready to play, a mysterious old man with twinkling eyes approached the children. "I've heard tales of your wonderful music," he said with a smile. "Could you play for me?" The children nodded eagerly. They loved sharing their music with anyone willing to listen. As they started playing, their melodies wove into the night air, drawing out dreams and stories from the very stones of the street. The old man's eyes shone brighter with every note, and the children played with all their hearts. When they finally finished, the old man clapped joyously. "Thank you," he said, looking at each of them. "As a token of your kindness, I am going to teach you a secret chord that can only be played by those who truly love music. But remember, use it wisely, for it holds the power to touch hearts and change the world." Sammy, Molly, Joey, and Lena were thrilled. They practiced the secret chord every night, and soon their music was known far and wide. People came to hear the Midnight Melody Crew's enchanting harmonies, and the children's fame grew, bringing joy to every corner of Melodia. And so, under the moonlight, Sammy, Molly, Joey, and Lena continued to play their magical tunes, touching hearts and bringing people together with the secret chord they had learned from the mysterious old man. The city fell asleep each night to the sound of their midnight serenade, grateful for their gift of music. Once upon a time, in the bustling village of Melody Springs, there lived a talented young musician named Lila. Lila was known all around for her magical voice and her ability to play every instrument she touched. While everyone in the village loved her performances at the market square, Lila dreamed of something bigger. One sunny afternoon, as Lila was rehearsing her favorite song, something unexpected happened. A shiny black car stopped right in front of her little cottage, and out stepped a man in a bright red hat. He was none other than Mr. Harmon, the famous music producer who could turn any melody into gold. With a big smile, Mr. Harmon approached Lila. "I've been listening to your songs as I've traveled through the village, young lady," he said warmly. "I believe you have a true gift, and I'd like to record your songs so they can be heard all over the world." Lila's eyes widened with excitement. But there was a twist. Mr. Harmon had a peculiar request. He wanted Lila to perform a duet with the notoriously shy but talented forest fox, Felix. Felix was known for his soulful whistle-like tunes, but had never performed in front of an audience. Determined to seize the opportunity, Lila ventured into the magical pinkberry forest to meet Felix. The forest sang with the sound of chirping birds and rustling leaves. When she finally found Felix, he was hesitant, but Lila's enthusiasm was contagious. "Let's make music that shines brighter than the stars," Lila encouraged him. Together they began to practice. Lila's warm voice paired beautifully with Felix's unique sounds. Their collaboration was magical, and soon, word spread about their hauntingly beautiful duet. Mr. Harmon arranged a grand recording session in a studio with walls made of crystals that echoed their melodies flawlessly. Finally, Lila and Felix's songs were recorded, and they became an instant hit. People from all corners of the world listened and sang along. Melody Springs was abuzz with excitement as their very own Lila became a star. And as for Felix, he discovered a love for the spotlight, performing with joy alongside his dear friend Lila. And so, The day the producer called had changed their lives forever, teaching everyone in Melody Springs the power of music, friendship, and stepping outside your comfort zone. Lila and Felix continued making music, creating a harmony that never ended. Once upon a time, in the bustling forest of Melody Woods, there was an assembly of animals who adored music. The forest was alive with the sounds of chirping birds, rustling leaves, and bubbling brooks, but today, the animals had gathered for a special reason. They were to decide which musical style should be the theme for the annual Forest Harmony Festival. At the heart of the assembly was Benny the Bear, a big brown bear who had a fondness for soft jazz. He loved the soothing rhythm and often hummed along as he ambled through the forest. Jazz is the way to go, Benny declared, swaying to the imagined sounds of a saxophone. Rock and roll is where it's at, countered Rosie the rabbit, who bounced with energetic enthusiasm. Her ears perked up with excitement as she thought of vibrant electric guitars and thumping drums. Imagine everyone dancing along to the beat. Not too far from them, Timmy the turtle slowly raised his head. How about classical music? It's so graceful and calming, plus it's great for nap time, he suggested, recalling the gentle symphony of violins and flutes. What about pop music? Chirped Polly the parrot, flapping her colorful wings. It's catchy, and everyone can sing along. As the animals began to debate, the chatter grew louder and louder. Each animal had its own unique reason to favor a certain style. They were steadfast in their choices. Suddenly, wise old Olivia Owl, who had been listening from a branch above, hooted softly to get everyone's attention. "Why don't we blend all the styles together?" she proposed. "After all, music is about unity and joy." A medley would let everyone enjoy a bit of what they love. The animals pondered Olivia's suggestion and began to nod in agreement. They realized that by combining their favorite styles, they could create something new and magical, the perfect harmony for their festival. And so, the animals of Melody Woods worked together to create a symphony that showcased jazz, rock and roll, classical, and pop. The Forest Harmony Festival was a grand success, filled with laughter, music, and dance, as every note played resonated with the spirit of excitement and togetherness. From that day on, the animals learned that just like in music, working together and embracing differences could lead to the most beautiful results of all. Once upon a time, in the magical land of Harmonasia, there lived a group of 4 quirky friends who each loved a different type of music. Melody, a young bird with feathers as bright as the morning sun, adored classical music. Every note was like a gentle breeze in her world. Beat, a bouncy rabbit, had a passion for the thumping beats of rock. His paws seemed to never stop tapping. Harmony, a wise old turtle, was all about jazz. He enjoyed the unexpected, the twists and turns of a jazzy tune. Lastly, there was Lyric, a fox with an ear for pop music. She loved catchy melodies and the stories woven into her favorite songs. One sunny afternoon, the friends gathered under the shade of the Grand Harmony tree in the center of the town square. Melody had an idea that sparkled like a diamond in the sun. "Why don't we create a new song? One that mixes all our favorite genres?" she chirped excitedly. Beat was the first to hop on board. "Yeah, with my rock beats and your classical notes, we can get everyone dancing." Harmony nodded slowly, a cheeky grin on his face. And perhaps a little jazz to keep things interesting. Nothing like a good surprise to hold one's attention. Lyric twirled her bushy tail, thinking about the cheery pop songs she adored. "And I'll make sure we have a catchy chorus that everyone can sing along to." The 4 friends began working together, each adding their own flavor to the song. Melody played a majestic violin tune, while Beat drummed along enthusiastically. Harmony added some smooth jazz chords on his saxophone, creating an unexpected twist that flowed like a gentle stream, and Lyric added her delightful voice with fun, upbeat lyrics that captured everyone's heart. The townsfolk gathered around, drawn by the unique sounds. As the song played, smiles spread across everyone's faces, their feet tapping and bodies swaying in rhythm. It was unlike anything they had ever heard before. After the final note, the crowd erupted into applause, cheering for the delightful medley. From that day on, Harmonisia's folks sang that special song, a reminder of how different tastes could blend into something truly magical. Melody, beat, lyric, and harmony had shown everyone that music, much like friendship, is all about embracing our differences. In the heart of a bustling city, there lived four friends with a shared passion for music. They were Harper the harmony bird, Luna the lyrical lynx, Ollie the octave otter, and Max the melodic monkey. Each one had a unique musical talent, and together, they formed an extraordinary band called the Melodic Dreamers. The Melodic Dreamers spent most of their days practicing and creating magical tunes that filled the air with joy and laughter. Harper's gentle flute melodies intertwined with Luna's graceful harp strings, while Ollie drummed out rhythmic beats that perfectly matched Max's playful ukulele. Their music was not just entertainment, it was a gift to the community. One day, a bright idea struck Harper as they were practicing under a large oak tree. "What if we recorded our music and used it to help others?" she chirped excitedly. The rest of the group paused and thought about it. "That's a brilliant idea." Luna purred, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Ollie and Max nodded, their minds already jumping with possibilities. The friends decided they would create an album, and the proceeds would go towards starting a community music school where children and adults could learn to play instruments, write songs, and express themselves creatively. They worked tirelessly, recording their favorite tunes and even composing new ones. Harper and Luna focused on harmonizing their melodies, Ollie kept the rhythm alive, and Max added catchy lyrics. After several weeks, their album, Dreams and Melody, was ready. When the album was finally released, it became an instant hit. People from all around the city bought copies, enchanted by the beautiful music and the band's generous ambition to open the music school. The community was buzzing with excitement, and everyone eagerly awaited the opening of the school. With the funds from their album sales, the Melodic Dreamers transformed a cozy corner of their neighborhood into Harmony Hall, the community music school. It was filled with all kinds of instruments, soundproof practice rooms, and a big stage for performances. On the grand opening day, children laughed, adults smiled, and music filled the air. Harper, Luna, Ollie, and Max stood proudly, watching as their dream came true. Not only had they brought music into people's lives, but they also inspired others to follow their passions and share their gifts, making the world a more harmonious place.